So I was on my way out of Walmart, and I had a bushel of grapes. And as I'm walking out, they said to me, "Have a good evening." But my grapes fell. And the grapes were dispersed all over the floor. And when they said to me, "Have a good evening," I wanted to say to them, right now, I'm not having a very good evening, and I don't want you to wish me to have a good evening unless you're going to get down and help me pick up these grapes. But that they would not do. They simply stood there while I was picking up the grapes, saying to me, "Have a good evening." But I'm not having a good evening right now because the grapes are on the floor. You know when I'd have a good evening? If you help me pick up the grapes. In Israel, Israelis will never say to you, "Have a good evening." Don't believe that stuff. They'll say to you, "Get out of my way." They'll say to you, "I was before you in line." But I'll tell you this, if you drop grapes on the floor, you will have a bunch of Israelis on the floor picking up those grapes with you. That will happen. Because that is who we are. That is what we represent. We don't live our lives lanu, for us. We have learned to live our lives lachem, for them. An Israeli commanding officer in the IDF, when he takes his troops into battle, he doesn't say to them, "Charge," and he stays back and watches them go in. He says, "Acharai, after me, follow me, I'm first." That's because we are the people of Shem. Shem was the rabbi of Abraham. You ever wonder what exactly did Abraham study? Abraham went to study for years. What exactly did he study? There was not this, there was no art scroll, there was no Torah, there was no Talmud, there was no commentary. What did he study? You know what he studied? He studied something that in every single yeshiva today they do not teach. It's called learning how to be a decent, sensitive human being. For some reason, it's no longer part of Jewish curriculum. But that's what Abraham learned from Shem. Sensitivity, compassion, understanding.